is Boyer. Been at Rennes for a good few seasons now, firmly established in their first team. Azerbaijan, Sulimentari waiting on the edge of the 6-yard area. Again, it sails over the top of his head.
Jan works hard, you know, for the team. He really does. He's up there. Well, he's not a long way from the rest of the players, but he works hard, trying to disturb the back four.
And he might be earning an awful lot of money wherever he is at Alain at the moment. But what he is out of the loop, really. There's nobody aware of what he's doing, how well he's playing, if he's playing well, or what he's doing. There's Pencil again. Jen staying on the penalty spot. They with his hand raised, that is going to be a Ghana throw. Incoom then to take. This is Badu. Wants the return. Oh, Badu just stood on top of the ball and lost his footing completely. Now, can they spring a counter here? Mongal is the player that they've got to try and get moving. He's sprinted off over the halfway line. There he is. Had to cut his run then because the ball didn't come to him at all. Magogi.
And you just wonder have the capacity to play quickly on the break and support the ball. I think you're right. Mongal on the left-hand side in the early stages, I thought he was going to be the one player who might do it.
This is Nato. First rush by Ramababidou. And up against the ball had gone out of play.
Yeah, coach not happy. And he wasn't in the right position, the right angle to question the judgment. But so far I think the officials have done reasonably well. There's been one or two challenges where I thought the referee might have produced a yellow card, but he's kept it in his pocket.
Mensah. Gian will give chase. He's going to get there first as well in front of Ndiapo. Gian, Sulimentari there. And corner kick it is.
Gian did brilliant there, you know. Really good running, kept composure. Just give himself a little shuffle. Got a half a yard and put in a very good cross. I think this is where they need to take time because they have the know-how, they have the service, and they have the power of in the air to make something happen.
Firma right on the shoulder of Pencil then. And it's going to be Ayew who's going to bend this right in. And the keeper comes, stands his ground, and he gets second to it. Mensah was there. That was a thundering challenge, that. Now, the counter-attack. Shepo leads it, but what a track back and what a challenge coming in then from Jordan Ayew.
Yeah, I think this is hard to work. The keeper's under a lot of pressure. A very determined, positive approach from the Ghana players. But Botswana's just got a little bit lucky there.
I'm trying to put some more pressure on a bit further up the field. And it was Badu getting taken out this time.
Well, I think that's why Ghana need that second goal. Here we see it again. Very brave. It was the big man again. John Mensah got his head to it, just couldn't direct it towards the goals.
Magogi's lost out to Jordan Ayew, who's been penalised.
Not sure about that. Contact, but minimal.
Trying to get Mongal in, and Mongal was briefly, very briefly, goal side of Pencil. There's a chance. He has off the line. What an unbelievable piece of goal line clearance then, and it was Boyer, I think, who got it off the line.
Yeah, fantastic play from Botswana, I've got to say. Really
maybe I think it was who got the header.
Well, whoever it was good play. It was a lovely cross, good forward play by Mongal, very clever, just led the ball off. And this is better from Botswana, just that little bit of belief, and that might help them. Great clearance, wasn't it?
I'm looking over there. It was Mohamedi. Here's another look. There he is arriving on the back post. It's over the head of Jerome. Mohamedi, it was going in.
Was going in, but Jerome was there as well. But the keeper beaten. Fantastic clearance by the centre back. Well done. Well, he's earned his money for the day with that one clearance, for sure.
Was Inkum.
I think the pleasing thing for the Botswana coach will be that this team did so well. You know, it was all right. The support play was good. The run from Mungal was good. His unselfish play, just passed the ball. The left back came up, put it at the far post. The header at the far post was terrific. And Jerome, the centre forward, was coming in if there had been a chance to tap it in. So overall, it was good play.
It was Motsebi, and there is lost out once again, and the referee is given in favour of Ghana once again. Now they try and take it very quickly and catch Botswana's defenders half asleep. Jean right on the edge of the penalty area. This is Suleiman Tari. Ayew has moved in onto the edge of the area. Now he's taken it away. Can he finish? What a great challenge that was as well. Twice now, once at opposing ends, we've had world-class defending. Ayew was in here. It looked a goal until that.
Well, Jean was disappointed. You can see the frustration. He thought the ball was coming through, but I think that was just something that happens. Ayew, first touch, perfect. Second touch, he's going to strike it, but terrific defending.
Ramo Abidu, it's the right back who made that challenge. Now they've got to watch how they defend here, as Badou slips as he plays that in. And it was Mohamedi who went close a couple of seconds ago, getting it clear. It is Badou, leaves it there for Jordan Ayew. Mohamedi back defending again. This is Inkum.
Really does show you the team is very determined with work rate and a good understanding, well coached. How hard it is to break them down. They're very physically strong, the Botswana players, and quick in the right places.
Now you're losing out to Zuma. Almost 10 minutes gone inside the second half here. Jerome's jump, putting Pencil under pressure.
We do feel a bit sorry for him. He's a lonely figure up there, Jerome. And some of the service he has been very difficult for him to build on.
Ball's run well as well on this pitch here today, hasn't it?
All the pitches, I think, have played well. But as I say, these tournaments now are so important. They're so well marshalled, and FIFA now are so much on top of things. They want good refereeing, good facilities, good pitches, good transport. They do a good job that way.
Ramo Abidu. 5 is Thuma. Mohamedi. It was Shepo. Thuma again. Mungal.
They are powerful at the back, Ghana, aren't they? With if the ball's played in the air at all, they're so solid, and they just seem to win everything.
That's an interesting ball from Shepo, but Mensah is over there to cover.
Well, that's what he's good at as well. You know, he could have complicated that, but he just knocked it out of play. Sensible defending.
Nicely done. Shepo back to Marumo.
But they do feel as if, or I feel as if the back four have pushed up a little bit. And it's given them a little bit more possession, certainly a little bit more options, the Botswana players, when they get the ball.
It's good play that, though, Badu. He's forcing Mongal to go back to his keeper, Marumo. Well, Medi's in a lot of space. Mongal, he really does cover some ground as well, Mongal. 1 minute you can see him back, trying to pick up the ball into deep position. The next minute you look up, he's on the edge of the penalty area. Shepo Mohamedi attacking down the right-hand flank, and again, the opportunity to deliver a decent ball, and it escapes them again. He's taking his eye off the game for a moment. Boué recovered it well enough.
I think that goalmouth clearance allows him that one slip.
Pencil and Ayew.
But again, you emphasise the fact, 1-0. It's a funny old scoreline, really. You like to have the goals, but you know, you need that second goal just to feel that little bit more comfortable about the whole situation.
Pencil's in there again now. Asamoah waiting in the penalty area. Ayew in there as well on the back post. This is Annan. Motsepe under pressure from Inkum. This is Mohamedi. Mongal making ground into the penalty area. Jerome couldn't bring it under pressure or under control, and it's going to be I think we're going to get the first substitute here. First change of the game coming. And it's Ghanaian change. Jordan Ayew is being replaced. And Al Hassan is on. Thoughts about his contribution to the game?
I think he's been good. I think he's played okay without being startling. He gives the team nice balance. You can see he's got all the potential. He's lovely balance. He's 2 good feet. And I think overall he's the future of Ghana football, or part of that future.
Al Hassan straight into the penalty area to defend. It's Motsepe's throw, but everybody back, assisting with defensive duty, leaving just Asamoah up front. Motsepe then is being replaced by Najeli. And whenever they've tried to play that ball, it's either Boué or Mensah who's towered above everybody around them. Najeli, a first run for him now. They return the ball. Chance then for Mohamedi. Najeri, great turn of pace. Jerome waiting in the penalty area. He'll feel then, well, he looked toward the referee to see if he was getting anything because he felt he was blocked.
I've got to say, but Botswana, you feel, are growing with the game a little bit. They've a bit more attacking flair. They've got more people forward and had more of the ball in the attacking third. Maybe they just now believe, while an hour played, they can open up a little bit and test Ghana, see how they are defensively.
And still half an hour to go here in Franceville. This is Ayew. Back to Pencil. You see Sulimatari arriving, skims off the top of the head there of Jean.
Yeah, it was a hard cross to deal with because it was floating. He had to really get the power behind it, just couldn't get the leap on.
Touching it a little bit more urgency as they try and break and catch Ghana with these pacey counter-attacks now. Monga, quick look up to see if he was still onside. Gets it back again, Vídeo, and the whistle had already gone. But that's what they need to do if they want to get behind Ghana and put some pressure on Kwarase.
Well, I just see more belief in the side now. They certainly are getting forward. There are numbers forward. They're getting wide. They're playing 1-2s. They're getting crosses in. It's a tight call. As it happens, well, the shot went on target. Keeper did well. He'll not be unhappy with the match practice. But you do feel Botswana, have they got enough to win the game? I'm not sure. Have they got enough even to get back into the game? Doubtful. But they are showing more promise.
There's Badu. Shuttles it on to Anan. Al Hassan. He's continued his run, Al Hassan. He's back up there waiting for it to be redelivered. See Inkum on the back pass. Al Hassan has taken over, it seems, Inkum's position as the left back, and Inkum has moved over into the position that Jordan Ayew was occupying over on the right. There he is, trotting in toward the penalty spot. Al Hassan's throw. Jordan Ayew off a chance. Great sidestep then from Andre Ayew, rather.
Yeah, fabulous skill. Three players around him. Great touch. Lovely balance. Ball's always within touching distance, and rash challenge. Dangerous possession. They've got players who can set it in the right area. They've got the power. Can they get the movement? Can they get that second goal?
Sulimentari. Is he going to be the one? Mensah has made his way forward for this as well, as ever. But as on all of these occasions, it is all about the quality of the delivery. Now, Muntari is just going to blast this. A little bit of a waste.
Big waste. You can see his body language. Got right underneath it. Went for the power. Accuracy just wasn't there.
He certainly left his mark, didn't he, on the Premier League in that one season that he was with Pompey. Spectacular goals, and with that winner he got against Manchester United in the quarter-final of the Cup as well. There's Zendiapo. Mongal getting his foot on that, and they give away another free kick.
Yeah, just studs up. Very difficult. The ball's there. It's too low.
Sulimentari has gone straight over to collect it once more. Are you into the penalty area? Surely he's not going to try and hit it from here, is he? Well, we saw the Angolan keeper caught stone cold from a free kick. He is going to hit it. And it is another waste as Mongal gets it free. Jerome, he's onside now. Great chance here. Can he finish? Was he fouled? If he was it in the area? Out comes, it's got to be a red card. If he's going to show him one, it has got to be red. He was the last in line, and he's got to go. Mensah's gone.
Big loss.
But do you feel, well, he's having a go at him, but, you know, what else can he do?
No, the defensive header left centre forward in Jerome. He was idling, ball was nowhere. Mensah had to get back. His pace took him there. And really, he made a challenge for the team. No doubt about that. I think they can hang on with 10 men, but of course he's missed now from different parts of the competition, and a big loss. Depends what he does now. Will he go 4-4-1? I think this was, you can see the header, and it is by Annan. He just wasn't aware. Yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, Jerome's been clever. He's just put his frame between the ball and the defender. I'm afraid that is a sending off offence by the rules now. Last man. Montari understands it was a tackle for the team.
So whatever, they're down to 10 men now, and they were inches away from that being a penalty kick.
Well, the second half has been different for Botswana. I do think they're showing a lot more adventure and certainly a little bit of belief, and this is an interesting situation now. Get a goal back, you never know what way this game can go.
Vídeo is standing closest to this. That ball certainly didn't look as if it was the required distance back. That's a little bit better. Their only and perhaps maybe the last opportunity. Can they hit it on target? Well, it was brave defending, and they're going to have to bring the game to a halt, as that was straight into the face. Is that Badou's jumps into this? It is indeed Badou. Oh, he really did take one for the team there, didn't he?
Well, he's a tough guy and he'll be all right, but that was an important block, I believe. I think now it's amazing when when a team loses a player, how both teams respond. You might feel a little bit aggrieved. Ghana will think, yeah, we'll play for John Mensah now, we'll get this result.
Change is going to come here. They're going to send on Jonathan Mensah. You've been an international coach. You've been a coach in the top leagues all over the place. What would you have expected your player to do in that situation? Would you have expected him to take the man down? Well,
I think you don't legislate for that, but I don't think he did the wrong thing. But to be honest with you, I think if he had stayed with him, there was always a possibility of the keeper making a save. Is it worth the risk? If it had been inside the box, penalty kick and a player off, don't do it. I've got to say, you feel as if he honestly tried to get the ball. I think Jerome did well. I mean, I think what he did, he made it so difficult for John Mensah to get round him, to get at it. He encouraged the challenge because he was only 20 yards out. So I think overall, I think both players were smart, did the best they could do for their team, and you've just got to say, John Mensah took a hit for the team on that occasion. I think they're strong enough now to, see this game through. The saddest aspect is Mensah's going to be missing from certainly one game. I don't know what the rule is with regards to red card. Is it 1 or 2? But he's going to be missing from future games. And 3 points is important now. But it'll be interesting to see how Botswana play. They've got an extra man. Have they got the players at the back who can come out and play? And I think Ghana, it'll be interesting to see can they or what they do with the 10 men.
It's going to be interesting to see now. Can Botswana raise the level of their game? Can they get in and cause hurt to Ghana? This is Mongal, and again was a really enticing ball that by Mongal, bent it around Boye into that space that's been left. This is Ayew. It's the first time he's really got that wrong. And Incoom. Brier. Sulimentari shows it to Nigeli and then takes it away from him.
I think Montari and Jan now are important players, because they will take chances. Botswana, they might lack a little bit of concentration. And Juan is a guy who can really get up there and make something happen. Sulimentari has the vision and that cultured left foot to make it happen. Clever header, wasn't it? Cushioned header.
This is Incoom. To go back again to Jean, just loses his footing on this occasion, finds Badou, and they're teeing it up again, trying to get one of these into Sulimentari in a position where he's likely to be able to hit the target. And that's Al Hassan.
No, it wasn't a great cross in, was it? It really left so much on for the forward players to do, and for the keeper, a regulation catch.
Stevanovic directing matters from the edge of his technical area. That was a poor ball again. Al Hassan has it now.
Really, Botswana have got to change their game plan. They have been a little bit more adventurous in the second half, but now they've totally got to change it. They're a goal down. The other team are a player down. And can they get the ball down? Can they pass and play? Can they attack in the final third?
Jonathan Mensah is waiting to come into the game. I'm going to take in Muntari off. Lovely sunset, as you can see in the background. It is indeed Suli Muntari who is leaving. And Jonathan Mensah is on.
A bit surprised, actually. You know, I think Muntari is a player who you know, when you've got a player down, you've got to get someone on the ball who's that lovely vision, and certainly he's worked hard today, Muntari. Maybe he's just saving them.
Another who was part of that 2009 FIFA World Youth Cup winning team. There's Incoom, who's back doing a bit of defending. He brought it down nicely, but they've taken it beyond, have they? It's a goal kick this time.
Incoom is, of course, a player who can play in that position, no problem at all.
Borazi. Are you jumping? It was Ndiapo winning it, though, quite comfortably in the air. Annan, though.
A little bit of imagination. Had a little glance to see where the keeper was. AU, and that's why he's highly rated as a promising young player.
Got another brother. Ibrahim, who's played his football and played with Zamalek for a while. He's over in Belgium now with Liège. As I said at the start, try to emulate what their father did when he was part of the Ghana team that won back in 1982, the last time Ghana lifted this trophy. So they think that the Ivory Coast has got a nation of expectant football supporters. So too has Ghana. There's Shebo.
That's just careless now. They've really got to put the pressure on Ghana. They've got to play the ball wide. They've got to play the ball in between defenders. They've really got to twist them, turn them, keep possession when you've got that extra player. It definitely hasn't been the walk in the park that Ghana might have expected. And it's the old saying now, there's no easy games, and that's proved today.
I think you made this point a while back on the Saturday when we mentioned the fact that the goals total was well down in the last competition to just over 70, down from just short of 100 the previous tournament. It's the quality of the defending that has improved significantly.
I think so. I think they've been fed good information, they've had good coaches, and I think there's a discipline now with the players that maybe was lacking before. And you can see now how well organised they are. In the first half, we saw Botswana defending as a real solid team. It just wasn't one little part of the unit. It was everybody. They worked so hard from the front to the back. Jerome set himself on the middle, and everybody formed around him. And as soon as the ball came in, it was headed out. They moved out as a unit. So hard to break down.
Gere. And unfortunate there, Vídeo. He's made that run a good few times in this second half. As Mongols moved infield and taken Incoom with him. He's obviously enjoying himself. It's not that dull a game, is it?
No, I don't think so. It must be something very interesting. I'm sure it's about the African Nations football tournament.
Plenty more to come. Don't forget, Mali against Guinea kicks off at 1900 tonight. It was Shepo into Neto. Mongal. Back onto that right foot of his, Mongal. And Mensah stepping in to make the challenge. This is Mohamedi. Went closest of all, Mohamedi, to equalising Mensah's goal of the first half. That spectacular goal line clearance from Boye. This is Mongal. He'd love to see him hit one first time. He might well do here. Mongal trying to get it onto his left foot this time. Gets it taken away from him, and away come Ghana. Bit of fatigue is beginning to show in some of these passes. Andre Ayew. He got to his pretty quickly then, didn't he? And that's Thuma, who's over-offering his version of events as well.
Well, he certainly feels as there's been an injustice. Very aggressive. Referees decided to bring the yellow card out. And to be fair, they've man-marked him very tightly. Thuma, on that occasion, got the yellow card. But yeah, it's clumsy more than anything else. I don't think there's any malice attached to it, but he certainly did take him out. Well, that's important that Botswana keep their discipline. You know, after the player was sent off and just before it, we saw an urgency about them, a better possession. Now they really haven't taken advantage of that extra player, or certainly we haven't seen it as yet.
It was Nkumu got a first touch on that. Jean. This is Al Hassan. Ayew right on the shoulder of Shepo.
But he did well, didn't foul. Made Botswana work the ball out if they could.
Yeah, and look at Mohamedi making ground down the flank on the right-hand side. But again, it's, yeah, they have the ideas. They don't perhaps have all the skill necessary to make the pass.
I think that was the biggest question that was going to be asked. Could they change their game plan? Did they have imagination? Did they have players with pace who could take defenders on? We haven't really seen that as yet. But again, as in the first half, we give Botswana credit for the way they defended. I think we've got to say the same about Ghana. They have been very disciplined.
Is Asamoah Gyan 30 metres out? He's going to crack one.
He's an easy mover, isn't he? Lovely touch, very determined, very strong. Long way out. Could have taken another 4 or 5 yards and maybe give himself a better chance. But he's a handful.
Mohamedi again. Disappears off down the right flank. They've done just over 11 minutes. There'll be 3 or 4 minutes of additional time. Looking to try and get Mongal into the game here. Mongal, Jerome waiting for a decent delivery onto that right foot. Back it comes in, and Kwarasi does well on this occasion.
Great save. Brave, bold. Saw the cross, saw the danger. Jerome coming in. Good punch.
Well, said in the first half, if they're going to get any joy, then you feel that Mongal's going to actually have something to do with a move, and down goes Ayew again.
I like him, you know. No real support. Jan was up ahead of him, but couldn't find him. But he had to retain possession, invited the challenge. That's 2 or 3 times we've seen it. Here's a cross. Great cross in. Good movement. Wow, was there a push, but the keeper didn't see it. He just came out. He punched it clear. Terrific defending.
As he said, he plays his football in South Africa with Bloemfontein as that goes out for a throw to Ghana.
Well, you're always saying the goalkeepers, if in doubt, take control of the situation, defend well, punch the ball away. And I've been impressed with the centre forward. I think Joanne here, I think he's worked the socks off the team. Ghana now are playing almost like a 4-4-1 and looking to retain the possession. This man's so important to them now.
Well, there were question marks about his level of fitness coming into this tournament. He looks okay from where we're sat.
Well, he's a solid unit, and he does work defenders. Very good player.
This is Mohamedi.
I think that's what you look at him. He's so strong, isn't he, when he runs and he holds the ball up.
Shepo getting it down the line. Mongal, he's not going to be able to get there. He's got great balance, doesn't he? He's equally as good with his left and his right foot. It's good depth of that clearance, says Quarase.
Great leap from the centre forward once again, wasn't it? Terrific leap, just nods the ball on, cushions it's a cushioned header.
Well, the last time they didn't get out of the group stage was 2006. During Senegal did. They went out on goal difference to the Senegalese, but if they can hang on for the next 10 minutes and get the campaign off to a winning start, who knows? You see, Magugi had made that late run, the very tall midfielder. Nigele. Zendiapo. Again, they got plenty forward here, including Tuma if he's needed. Ramabidu is there as well. This is he. As Jerome, he saw a gap, but again, just couldn't get through it. Badu comes away with it. Oh, that number 8, Mongala, again getting his foot in, but Jean staying with it. The flag had gone up.
Yeah, great play. Johan, he's just so strong, and he knows the game so well. Holds the ball in, hasn't got the support, knows he has to run the ball down, run the clock down, invites the challenge. Now this is where they're dangerous. Of course, John Mensah off is a loss. But when you're down to 10 men, set pieces become even more important.
Well, it's going to be Ayew then to take it. Interesting to see that they haven't committed too many people forward for this either. There's Inkum. And so looking up, but he saw only Jean there. This is Ayew, dances round one. He's running out of space and time here. Oh, they've got another free kick. So
brilliant play, brilliant play. One white shirt in the box, so he knew he couldn't really throw it in with to great advantage. Had to retain the ball, went running at defenders, invited them to challenge, and he's such quick feet. This is a dangerous situation for Botswana. They've got to defend this.
You might remember he actually missed that Uruguayan quarter-final in the World Cup because he was actually suspended for an accumulation of yellow cards. Now, Sulimuntari has blown every chance they've had from a position like this. Are we about to see something special served up? Badu or Ayew? Badu's driving it again, straight at the wall. There's Annan, who's had a quietly efficient game as well for Ghana. Mensah. Ramahibidu this time winning the free kick for Botswana. Well, we said at the outset there was every chance we were going to get a very tight game here. Both of these two teams had shown in the qualification process and indeed some of the friendlies in the last year they were well organised and well drilled. It'll be a real disappointment to the Botswanan coach that his side have conceded from a set play. Jerome made a late run again from deep, trying to get in unnoticed in between Mensah and Boye. Jean trying to drag that ball down. A little nudge then on Zuma. And again, good work, good pressure from Jean.
Well, he does work so hard, you know, and I've been impressed with him today. Not only when he gets on the ball, he does look a threat, but he's worked hard for the team.
Back to Pencil it comes. Four minutes plus additional time, which will probably amount to between 4 and 5 minutes.
Do you think it was many? Is that we haven't too
4
many
minutes.
Yeah, I don't think
subs.
Well, maybe
sending
subs.
off.
Yeah, sending off. It'll be interesting because we saw 6 minutes recently, and
oh yeah. It's the Angola game, wasn't it? They were accused of playing anti-football.
I'm going to go for 2 minutes. I think it's been fairly free flowing and no can't remember the trainer on, so.
Jam with the ball into Ayew, looking to try and tee himself up. This is Hassan. That's dropping perilously close then to the back of Marumo.
Poor cross. He's plenty of time to look up, and
we mentioned this again the other day. When you look at some of the likes of players they had, Montari and Jean, who thrive on good quality balls coming in. We had it with Senegal as well, didn't we? With Demba Ba and Pavis Cisse. They were waiting there. They barely had one decent ball in the entire game, and it's going to be Andre Ayew who's going to come off.
Doesn't look happy, does he?
No, he doesn't. And Abu is his replacement.
I think it's just technical from the coach. He's running the clock down.
You've seen the key contenders in this competition. You've seen Ivory Coast, you've seen Ghana, you've seen Senegal. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I don't think we're going to be disappointed. I think they're the three of the main contenders. I don't think they've started the tournament fantastically well, but I think it's the respect shown from the other teams, because you know, both teams, certainly against Ghana, the Botswanan side, and also against the Ivory Coast, I thought they defended very well. You know, and you've got to say that they made life very hard for them, but there's such quality on both sides. It's going to be difficult to split them apart.
Here it comes. It's Route 1, and Kwarase is under no threat.
Well, I think that's where Botswana will be disappointed. They've put in one, what you'd call really good cross. Other than that, it's been disappointing.
There's Incoom.
And to be fair to Ghana, even though they went down to 10 men, they've played the game very clever. They've been solid at the back. They've tried to retain possession. Maybe Botswana should have been better without the ball and certainly better with it, but Ghana have done okay.
And again, a good run from deep from Magogi, the number 18, but nobody quick enough to pick him out. Neto is out to Mongal. Now, he can deliver quality, Mongal. In it comes again. And Mensembweye stand firm. Back to Neto. Ramohamedu. It's not a bad looking ball. There was nobody on the back post. It was where Mohamedi was previously. Now, and it's come again. Shepo needs, he needed a bit more height on it than that. Shepo, that's a little bit better. It's going to drop for Ramohamedu. Mongala has stayed forward. Now, has it gone behind for a corner there, or is it a throw? Throw in it is. Tense final moments here for Ghana. Well, it wasn't until that moment. 4 additional minutes.
Coach is frustrated. He knew he was in last 1 or 2 opportunities. This coach quietly confident, I would imagine. His team really haven't been too troubled defensively, and they've done well since they've been down to 10 men. They've been very disciplined, very organised. No real threat from Botswana.
And it goes up to Jean. These goals in the knockouts a couple of years ago that took them through against Angola and Nigeria, all the way to that final that they eventually lost against Egypt. Nobody was talking too much about a North African challenge until they saw Tunisia last night. Tell you what, he had to make that challenge count, didn't he, Ndiapo?
Yeah, I think that just tells you a little bit about them. from the attacking position. You know, they lack that little bit of imagination, and you've got to say Ghana have really been able to deal with everything they're throwing forward. One chance at the far post, and Boya made a magnificent clearance. But other than that, one punch from the keeper, and 2 minutes of play just over. And you've got to say Ghana look okay without being fantastic. They will miss John Mensah, I'm sure. They've got enough players in the team to do well, and
this is
do well in the competition.
Inkum and Jean again, and Hassan. It's going to be a tight one there. Jean back to Anand. Inkum doing really well to hold it up, and they've got a free kick out of it, which they are not going to be in too much of a hurry to take.
Yeah, referee producing the yellow card again. I think he's done okay, the referee.
Especially consider some of the challenges that Botswana were putting in early on.
Well, I think so, and this is where coaches, players get frustrated. It's the consistency, you know, and that appeared as if it was just a something and nothing challenge.
And Zil. Lovely touch in from Jan. Well, Anand and Badu have made those runs from deep on a couple of occasions in this game. Badu went close in the first half, Anand going close there.
Again, the centre forwards, such a focal part of every attack. You know, he stands there, he's big, he's strong, he holds the ball in, he has a lovely touch with his foot, he cushions the ball down with his head. He's a key player. They've got to keep him fit.
Well, the stadium is filling up ahead of the second match here. Mali against Guinea. Inkum's made a great run if they need him, and he might get on the end of it. Well, that looked like a handball. We talk about the power that he packs into those shots. And again, forcing Marumo into the save. But Inkum, if he hadn't have hit that with his hand, might have been an opportunity there for him. This is Badu.
Well, I think they're going to see it out now, so it's a good start for Ghana, 3 points. Disappointment about losing their centre-back, but I think they can certainly build in the competition.
There it is, last kick of the game. Sigh relief breathed by Goran Stevanovic, because his Ghanaian Black Stars open their campaign with a hard-fought 1-0 victory here over Botswana. The only goal of the game coming from Mensah, who was then sent off in the second half. It was nervy at times toward the end of the game, as Botswana did come into it a little bit more, but they just didn't have that quality where they needed it most. And a deserved victory in the end.
I think so. We weren't surprised. Botswana defended well, came a little bit in the second half, just simply didn't have enough.
The final score then here in Frankfurt, it is Ghana 1, Botswana 0. If you had to pick a standout player, a man of the match, who would you go for?
Well, I think there was many good players in the Ghana side, but I think the centre forward Zouane is going to be very, very interesting. He has to stay fit. He's such an important player for them. He's a focal part of every attacking thing happening around. He can score goals. He does employ defenders. He keeps them busy. They can't allow themselves to look away. But the AU brothers, I think, are talented as well, and Suleiman Tari is always going to be a player.
Here's the goal.
Yeah, good goal, good set piece, great movement, great flick on, and the